So one way or the other, update 5.8 is definitely going to be one to remember. It definitely shows a lot of promise and it could give us some very good answers in regards to where this game is headed in this year. And I'm gonna call it right now. Maybe a bold claim to make, but for some of you guys, this may be the update of the year for you. You know what I'm saying? May not be for everyone, but for some of you, this may actually end up being like easily within your top 5 updates of 2020. I know this is the second update of the year. We got quite a few left, but overall, this one is looking pretty interesting. So, for the most part, many of us seen the leaks. We knew that we're going to be getting a uniform for Dr. Octavius. However, what's more interesting is the crystal that's in this, right? Because it could tell us 3 different things, and I wanted to talk to you guys about that in this video. So, what is going on, you beautiful savages? Welcome back to the channel, man. It's your boy, codename Agent Who? Danger, god damn it. And once again, man, we're kicking this thing off over on Twitter with a message from the Future Fight team. So the message goes, this newly recruited HYDRA member has plans to show the world who is truly the superior villain. And then we have this image right here with, you can see the claw, Octavius, but you can also see the schematics for the superior Octavius suit, or the superior octopus suit. You also see Dr. Octavius's hand, and then in the top there, the top left hand corner of the screen, that monitor shows what the uniform looks like in action. So we're guaranteed to get a uniform for Dr. Octopus, and honestly, whenever I see bad characters get upgrades, right, it gets me very, very excited, especially iconic characters that should have been really, really good from the start, because many of us, we've known and loved characters like Dr. Octopus for like 20, 30, maybe even more depending on how old you are, right? 20 or 30 years. Right, so coming to a game like Future Fight with such a large and diverse roster, having some of the iconic villains or heroes be really, really bad in the game, this always rubs people the wrong way. So that's why I said, like, this may actually end up being some of y'all's favorite update of the year, because we're not getting one, we're not getting two, we're getting 3 reworks. 3. Now, I know they're coming in the form of uniforms, right? So some people may not be okay with that because you have to spend crystals. But keep in mind, guys, we all go to work. You know what I'm saying? Most of you guys were watching this were adults. You're 16 plus. You know what I'm saying? You have a job. You go to work, you get paid. These people, they go to work, they make these uniforms look amazing, and hopefully, you know what I'm saying, they perform amazingly as well. If they don't, I'm going to tell you guys, don't buy it. But if they do perform amazingly, I'm going to tell you guys you should pick it up, because, yeah, that's just how it goes. So, at the very least, hopefully everything is attainable for crystals like they always have been. We don't need another Gwenpool situation. Fingers crossed. I'm literally crossing my fingers right now. So I'm excited to see how this turns out for Red Skull, Crossbones, and of course Dr. Octopus, because many of us were diehard Spider-Man fan, right? So with Spider-Man, you know what I'm saying, the love comes for Dr. Octopus as well. So looking forward to seeing how this thing turns out. However, this right here, right, with the Awakening Crystal on the right screen, tells us that Dr. Octopus, unfortunately or fortunately, depending on how you look at it, right, will probably not be getting Tier 3 this month. Let me know how you guys feel about that. For me, I'm okay with that. Why? Because I wanted Tier 3 Black Panther in February for Black History Month, even though he's pure garbage. Black Panther is one of my favorite characters. He's one of the characters that made me want to play Future Fight to begin with. And since I have the resources to do so, I want to, right? So I'm happy that we're not getting another combat Tier 3. However, this is actually a very interesting turn of events. Now, the reason why I say this is interesting is because Dr. Octopus is not a long-standing member of HYDRA. He's a new recruit, as the message states. So for him to be getting an awakening skill tells me one of 2 things may be possible here. One, we could see our very first character in Marvel Future Fight get an awakening skill, and it's just their skill, not associated with anyone. Highly doubt it, since it is an HYDRA update, but it's something you should always keep in the back of your mind because this is something that we may see at some point in the future. Eventually, we will run out of characters that are in a team, and the whole awakening process may actually just be implemented into individual characters as a way to get them to tier 2.5, because some characters are never going to have the spotlight in a Marvel movie, so they may never get a tier 3 because in the comics they're just not that powerful. Not saying that's going to be the case here for Dr. Octopus. I'm just throwing out ideas out there in the universe. There's certain characters in the game that are just not that powerful, and giving them a tier 3 may not be a good idea, but a tier 2.5 may be enticing enough, right? So it may be a good way to buff characters in the future without giving them a tier 3, because the 2.5 upgrade is definitely cheaper, right? So that's something for you guys to think about. However, in addition to that, right, the second possibility is we could be seeing an amazing team up here with Dr. Octopus, Red Skull, Madam Hydra, Baron Zemo, and Crossbow. So even more members than the Warriors of the Sky. We could be seeing like a 5-person like team up. You know what I'm saying? Pretty freaking insane. Let me know how you guys feel about that, because with that, it creates another conundrum, right? So Dr. Octopus, for many of us, has been a long-standing member of the Sinister Six. So we, or at the very least, I always thought that with the Warriors of the Sky ushering a new age, a new era, a new system into Marvel Future Fight, right, we would eventually see the Sinister Six get a team up like we did for the Warriors of the Sky, and we probably will for the Fantastic Four and other characters in a team setting. However, with Dr. Octopus now having possibly an awakening skill that ties him to HYDRA, what happens in the future when the Sinister Six get their awakening skill? Will there be the possibility of having 2 awakening skill on one character, and you can just switch in between depending on the situation or the uniform? Will his awakening skill be tied to this particular uniform, since without it, he's not a member of HYDRA? That would be an interesting situation. Does that mean that if you, let's say, for example, in this update, he's going to get level 70. If you upgrade him to level 70, but you don't have this uniform, will you not be able to access his awakened skill? There's so much going on in my mind right now, right, in regards to Dr. Octopus and this uniform. Because it would feel really bad to see the Sinister Six get an upgrade. They're all linked up, you know what I'm saying? Rhino and the boys, Electro and the boys, you know what I'm saying? And then Dr. Octopus is over here rocking with HYDRA, and he doesn't have a team up with the OG Sinister Six. Kind of feels bad. I don't know about you guys. However, in addition to that, yeah, there's more. This update could show us something else. Our very first tier 3.5. Listen to me. We could very well see a lot of things in this update. And that's why I'm saying it could be your favorite update of the year. What am I talking about with the tier 3.5? Let's jump into Future Fight and we'll talk some more. So, what I'm talking about is this guy right here. The guy who started it all and basically always is front and center whenever we get any kind of major upgrades in Marvel Future Fight. You start the game with Captain America. When there was tier 2, he got it first. When there was tier 3, he was one of the first. So it wouldn't be too far-fetched to believe that he's going to be your very first tier 3.5. If the leaks are actually true and the new HYDRA uniform is not going to be a character but a uniform to Captain America, and we just saw an awakening skill teased for Dr. Octopus, it leads me to believe that Captain America could get that HYDRA uniform and he then synergizes with HYDRA in the form of an awakening skill, which means a 6th character. A 6th character team up via an awakening skill. Way more than the Warriors of the Sky. So again, I'm saying it's looking like a very interesting update. I don't know if this is all going to come to fruition, but nonetheless, it is something that is worth talking about, and I want to know how you guys are feeling about it. Because that's basically, as soon as I seen the crystal, the first thing that came to my mind was, how is this going to play out? Will Captain America become the very first tier 3.5 in the game? Or will we never see a tier 3.5 in the game? I think we're guaranteed to see it. You know why? Because we already have Mr. Fantastic, right? And he already has tier 3. And it would be very, very, very foolish of the Future Fight team to never give us a team up for the first family, the first team, you know what I'm saying, in Marvel Comics. So tier 3.5 is definitely something that's going to happen in the future. It's just a matter of how soon. And to be honest, starting with the first Avenger, like they always have, seems like the best thing or the most obvious thing to me. In addition to that, yes, there's more. Right now that we've seen Dr. Octopus and he's in the third sneak peek, right? I can't help but wonder, is it a process of elimination? And if so, does that mean the character that remains is the tier 3 this month? If that's the case, welcome, Taskmaster, your new Universal tier 3. So he can't come in as combat. Well, he can, but I doubt it, right? I don't think they're going to make him speed. But if they did, it would make sense. Because then they could use him as a way to get money out of people to then do ABX. You know what I'm saying? I'm not even going to go over to that trash heap of a game mode. Needs a rework. However, some of you guys may think, okay, you are crazy. Taskmaster is a human. Even though he's enhanced, he's a human. And if you take a look at this category, it's mainly gods and aliens. However, let's look at the last couple Universal characters. What do you see here? That's a human. And what do you see? Where is this guy? Dr. Doodoo. I'm sorry, Dr. Voodoo. Human. You see what I'm saying? It seems as though the Future Fight team may be straying away from what we've known from the beginning of this game, where certain characters, because of their origin, right, they get treated differently. They get put in the Universal category because they are otherworldly. It seems as though they may be moving away from that pattern, and we may start seeing more human characters become Universal types. And I don't see anything wrong with a character like Taskmaster being a Universal character, just because he's the master of all things. Well, basically, anything he sees, he can copy. That's a master. Some would say that's just a jack of all trades and a master of none, but tell that to Taskmaster and he'll whoop your ass with the quickness. You know what I'm saying? So, ladies and gentlemen, I don't want to keep you guys too long. I just wanted to share my thoughts really quickly. Till next time, stay safe. I love you guys, and I will catch you in the next one. Peace out.